or pick up. Kasi ano kayo, powerhouse na kayo. Sabi ko, ano ba makakontribute ko, di ba? Sobrang powerhouse na ng Starbright. So, but you guys inspire me also because every time I hear wins from you guys, I think it's wins for everyone here in AIT. So nakaka-inspire you, nakaka-inspire you. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Greg. So for us to get to know you more, siguro first natin na part, can you share a little bit about your background and before you joined AIA and why did you decide to join AIA?
Yeah. So as said earlier, no, I grew up in the BPO industry. I was there for 15 years. It's not my first job. My first job, I was actually a preschool teacher. Yeah. I like kids talaga. I like kids, and then I got invited to teach. But sadly, I couldn't pursue it because when my family moved to the States, I had to fend for myself. And teaching, as we know, to date, really, it's tough to earn from teaching. So we have to upload our teachers there. Yeah. So that's how I got into the BPO industry. One of my best friends, she worked there. She invited me. So I went to Sykes Asia. I was there for 11 years and then moved out, went to another BPO, and then lastly to SPI Global. So I was there for almost 3 years. And that was my last stint in the BPO industry. Now, coming into AIA was actually parang was a blessing. I don't think madami naman naghahanap to be, a life planner. Karamihan parang hindi naman sinasadya. So like me, and I guess like most of you, I was also a film life policy holder. Um, so the friend of my wife, si Vanessa, she was our advisor. And it so happened, my stint in SPI Global was cut short because the vertical that I was, managing, my business unit, was dissolved because, well, at that time I didn't know pa, but apparently it was bought out by our client. So it was a healthcare business unit. So it was bought out by the client. So kaya feeling ko nga, alam ko nang mag-dissolve kasi um, I was told to start letting people. Sabi ko, shucks, ano pa ako susunod dito. So, kinausap ako ng VP ko. So, yun na yan. No? So, I was out of the job for quite some time. I think almost 9 months yun. And then Vanessa came in to do a policy review, which she normally does. And then I mentioned, sabi ko, I'm looking for opportunities, I'm looking for a job. And then sabi niya, why don't you try this job? I do. And then we have a new program, sakto yun, we have a new program called STEP, where, we try to invite professionals so that the program basically caters to professionals to help them transition from the corporate world to the world of doing business in insurance. So I went to a BOP, and then from there, I found it really interesting. And then the package was also very good. It's quite attractive naman. Kasi my worry is that I never got into sales. Primarily, I was in operations in the BPO industry. And then, so talagang puro customer service support, technical support, all of that. Support in healthcare, medical coding, revenue cycle management. That's yun ang ano ko. So, how am I going to do this kind of work if I don't have any experience in it? But sabi naman ni Vanessa, sabi niya, don't worry, that's what the program is about. Learn, you'll be able, you'll be trained, and I will mentor you. Sabi niya. Sabi ko, okay. Meron pa kasing allowance or basically, diba? That's what STEP is about. So we provided a certain allowance if you meet a certain, if you meet your targets. Sabi ko, nothing to lose. So I came in, and it's that's where the journey started. And that's where the journey still is.
Galing, Greg, no? Interesting na without any sales background,
Yeah.
you were successful here. Probably because, siyempre, yung sarili mo work ethic, nadala mo rin dito. And can you walk us through your first year or diba, yung first few months mo of doing this business? How did you set your appointments? Paano mo tinap yung mga clients mo? Did you become an MDRT in your first year? Right? Because of MDRT kagad first year. So, ano yung mga nagamit mo na skills in the past and how were you able to make it here?
Yeah, actually, Nakakatakot naman talaga in the beginning. And I won't lie, no? Even until now naman, nakakatakot to do prospecting. Kasi it's always a new person eh. So you'll never know how that new person is. But I think what helped me a lot is that because I've really been around servicing people because that was my job. And I really do like servicing people. You know, when back in the BPO days, when I get to resolve a problem, it's a big win for me, especially the difficult ones. There was a time to say when I was still an agent, I was also a specialist for a multimedia account, Adobe. So my specialty was Photoshop. So anything Photoshop related was thrown at me. So may mga difficult cases or difficult clients. Pagka nire-resolve ko, so ang sarap ng feeling ko. So na-carry ko yun, I guess, to this work. But I guess for me, when I started doing this work, I just really tried to absorb as much as I can. Kasi for me, parang sabi ko, parang medyo fresh news, parang fresh start. Eh. It's totally new, a totally new industry. It's nothing I've ever done before. My knowledge of life insurance and anything insurance related was only up until me being a policy holder. Sabi ko, sige, absorb talaga na absorb. The STEP program also helped a lot because it was so structured na in a way that you have to come in 3 times a week. You have a class, you have mentoring, you have business review, and then I have mentoring pa with Vanessa. So sobrang structured na. And then there are times during those 3 days in a week, na of course you do telethoning. So talagang you are forced to do it. And if you don't do it, then wala kang mag-present. Right? Kaya ako pa naman medyo ako eh. medyo competitive ako eh. Parang pag nakikita akong ginagawa nila, sige, kailangan pa rin gawin. Pag wala akong mabigay na numbers, parang nakakahiya naman. Okay? So that's how it kind of started for me. Parang I really took it as a challenge to learn a lot of things. I took it as a challenge to learn the products, to learn the techniques, to learn the skills. And talagang pag may speaker kami, kasi nag-i-invite yung speaker kasi at least once a week or once every week. So talagang nakikinig ako, try to absorb ano yung techniques nila. So hindi ka naman alam kung paano. And then, I try to apply it. So, sa calling naman, yun yung medyo mas mahirap. Kasi talagang nahihiya talaga ako. But what I try to do there is that, kaya gusto ko yung mga telephoning sessions. Kasi you see other people calling, parang ikaw mahihiya. So, nakikita ko rin. So, talaga. Sabi ko, no, I have to call. Kasi if I don't call, I won't be able to report anything. So, and that's what I did. But, syempre, we all start with our natural market. Right? Ganun naman talaga lahat. Eh. So, I have that. Lahat tayo, di ba, 100 names na una. Right? So, pero ang worry ko kasi, kasi ako, bulak-bulak ko yung bata. bulak-bulak ko, and I'm known as a happy-go-lucky guy. It's totally different from what I do here. Finance related, service related, and things like that. So ang worry ko is that my friends won't take me seriously. Medyo true enough naman. Kasi parang lahat sila nagulat. Why am I, I'm doing this. Medyo hindi sila So pinili ko dun sa listahan ko na who are my trusted friends and who are the friends here that I know will give me the time of day to listen to what I have to present to them. And then may mga pinili rin ako na yung mga talagang sobrang close ko na masasabihan ko, wait, this is what I'm doing now, pwede bang mag-practicean kita ng konti. So ganun yung mga ginawa ko. And then from there, doon ko binild yung network ko out of the natural world. Kasi sabi ko, if my friends will not believe me right now, so I have to prove na I'm really serious about doing this, right? So I'll build outside of my natural market. So, hindi ako ng mga referrals, and then sila yung mga talagang kinoncentrate ko. And then, so that's how I was able to really build my network in the first year. And I think that really helped me also get to my first MDRT. Kasi tuloy-tuloy talaga with the STEP program, tuloy-tuloy kami Tapos meron pa kaming case sa agency, sa web coaches. So parang almost 4 times a week talaga forced it built the habit, it built my confidence, and yun. And yeah, in terms of the network, that's what I did. Kasi alam ko talaga hindi ako seryoso ng mga kaibigan ko. So yeah, that's how I did it on my first year.
Napaka-interesting yung sharing mo kasi usually what we think kapag hindi ka masyadong serious in your background, mahirapan ka dito sa business na to eh.
Yeah.
And true enough, in one part, parang na-prove mo yun. But at the same time, you did something para ma-turn around yung story na yun. No? Kasi someone na maloko, marami rin kami ganun mga kaibigan or even previous recruits na yun yung background pero na-turn over mo. Katulad mo. Another thing siguro, kahit walang experience sa sales, yeah, pwede, no?
Totoo. Actually, yun yung na-prove ko rin eh sa sarili ko. Sabi nga ng wife ko, sabi niya, you know what? Ito parang fit. Especially during that time. Sabi niya, parang ito talaga yung para sa'yo. Kasi mahilig naman ako makipag-usap sa tao. I love talking to people. Madaldal talaga ako. And medyo makapal din yung mukha ko talaga. In a way na, if you put me in a room na hindi ko kilala, I can make friends.
Okay.
You know, I'll find something to be relatable. We can talk about something. So in a way, I'm kind of like, sabi nga niya, I think this is the right work for you because, we talk about people, we talk about things. And parang doon ko nga na-prove sa rin, kahit wala akong sales background. Basta I think you get to learn about what you're doing, and you get to learn about, of course, the product that you're selling. You'll be able to actually find ways to build your technique, to build your skill, learn from people, and then you work around that, right? Because whatever skill you get, or at least for me, whatever skill kasi I get, I try to I kind of try to make it mine. For example, may presentation na tinuro sa akin si Vanessa. This is what you can do, ganyan. So, in-absorb ko yun, and then I kind of changed it in a way that really kind of represents how I like doing my presentations, how I like to discover my clients. So, yun. So, medyo ganun na yung ginawa ko.
Okay, so nag-adapt ka to how this is based on your own style then as well. Tapos ang maganda pa, what you said, the structure also helped.
Yes,
diba? Competitive ka eh. So maganda talaga yung competitive ka. Dapat defeated mindset ka. Bakit ni bro kanina yun?
Yeah.
Hindi pwede mag-start ka rito, talo na kagad, hindi mo na kagad kaya. So I think that worked a lot. And ang maganda sa scenario mo, yung pagiging madalas sa office or pagiging madalas na training, it's not too much eh. Kasi minsan nagdududa rin ako bakit too much ba yung training natin. Pero katulad sinabi mo, minsan hindi mo gagawin pag ikaw mag-isa. Pero pag kasama mo yung mga kasamahan mo, naka-force ka to do it.
Yes, it's true. Even today, parang for me, yeah, of course, I'll do my colleagues. Yeah. Pero iba pa rin, like, if you're part of a group that are doing the same thing at the same time. Kasi either you get challenged, you get motivated, or you get inspired. It's one of those three. Right? So it's nice to be part of a group that kind of has the same kind of mindset, same kind of, I guess, things that you're doing because you really get inspired to do it.
So tama na surround yourself with the right people.
Yes.
Really push you up pare-pareho. So now, siguro, Green, no, yung especially your first year, ano yung turning point that really helped you to become an MDRT during that first year?
Well, si Vanessa, kinukulit niya ako sa MDRT. Totoo yun. Ako kasi, I like that push. Ako, I remember one thing I told Vanessa is that kasi ayoko kasi ng ano eh. Of course, we work and we do this so that we earn. That we have to be honest, right? We do this because we earn. But there's a lot more things beyond that, right? Because we want to serve, we want to help people, whatever it is for you, right? But at the end of the day, earning will never go away because we need to earn so that we can support ourselves and our families, right? But our work is more than that. So ang sabi ko kay Vanessa is that, you know what? Tsaka kay Alin, BDM ko naman sa steps. Sabi ko, can you guys take care of my numbers? Ngayon ang bahala dyan. How much I need to do, nasaan na ako, ganyan. I don't want to think about that. Magkano pa yung kailangan ko to hit this target, ganyan. Kaya kung isipin yun. Kasi if I start thinking about that, when I face my client, all I'm gonna think about is that, shucks, magkano bang training kailangan ko ilan? Magkano ba yung product ba yung pwede kong para I can get this kind of information? I don't want that kind of mindset. My mindset every time I sit down with a client is that it's about my client. Not about me, not about anything about my work or na-encounter ko before that. When I sit down, it's my client and it's my discovery about my client. That's it. So that I can really help him to discover what are his needs and what are the things that I can offer in terms of helping him based on his needs. So, yun yung sinabi ko talaga kay Vanessa. And that's what she did. You know, pukutin niya ako. When I'm in the office, sabi niya, oh, great, may kulang mo, ganyan, ganyan. Okay. Sige, I'll try to push, I'll try to call more people, try to, set more appointments, and that's what I do. Si Aleli, ganun eh, pag nag-VR ka. So, to hit this incentive, may iPad pa niyan, may click pa niyan, o ito yung kailangan mo. Ilan yung mga kailangan tawagan, ilan yung kailangan mo to do that. So, that really helped me a lot. Kasi naging structured din siya. And ang naging goal ko talaga is to help my client. And then, whatever help it is that I'm able to provide, the solution that comes out of that is something that they really understand. And they buy into it.
Ang galing ng Rino, hindi ka nagpapa-pressure dun sa numbers. And I think what you did is to really ask for support. Yeah. So, parang kung ano yung support na kailangan mo from your agency, from other people, from your unit manager, sabihin mo, kasi ang hirap din naman, ang hirap manghula as managers. Di ba? Hindi niya alam eh. So, your managers, the agency will be there to support you, pero hindi nila alam kung ano yung pinaka-specific need. So, I think communicating that is very important para nakafocus ka doon sa gusto mong gawin. Now, you're a 5-time MDRT. Yeah. Right? Sunod-sunod John, no? Hanggang mag-pandemic. How did you sustain? How were you able to sustain being an MDRT? Kasi sabi ni Miss Nina 2 days ago, yung isang MDRT parang chamba pa lang. Gano'n, no? Diba? So, pero pag nakadalawa ka na, okay, so, lalo na pag 3 or more na. Yun. So, sa'yo 5-time MDRT. Yeah. What helped you to be consistent?
Alam mo, ang nakatulong talaga, number one is yung consistency ng activities that I do. Yan, yung mga telephone. Yan. Kahit yung wala, kasi ang step kasi 2 years lang. And then after that, of course, tayo naman sa agency, we have that. So we do that. We have our A sessions every week. My business reviews with my manager. Kasi tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman yung hiningi ko sa kanya na basta ikaw sa numbers, ako na bahala sa team. But one of the biggest things also that helped me, of course, saan ba tayo kumukuha from our clients? Yeah. We need to have a network of clients. And ang sabi ko rin sa sarili ko, because this is a business of people. So you really have to build your clientele, your network, and you really have to build relationship. Parang sobrang cliche na yun, no? Yeah. You have to build your network and you have to build relationship with them. But it's so true, right? What I noticed over the 9 years that I've been here, I have clients from way back my first year who are still my clients. They're just not hindi lang sila handful. Madami talaga sila na they're still with me now. And one of the reasons for that is because talagang nag-build ako ng relationship with them. Meaning to say, some of them are actually friends na. But how did I build that relationship? It's really from the beginning. Sabi ko kanina, when I sit down with a client, it's about them. So talagang planning yan about you. I want to discover about you and what are the things that you need. What do I suggest you? And then over time, I keep my communication with them going. Either I meet them every so often to review, kinakamusta ko. Yung sinasabi na, oh, don't forget to greet birthday, Christmas, New Year. Oh, yeah. They'll remember you. And that's why I've had them over the years. And they're the ones who actually helped me build my network also. Yeah, my clientele. That's how I was able to sustain my MDRT. Kasi consistent here, sila na yung nagbibigay sa akin. Well, of course, I still solicit my own network. Pero ang laking tulong na nanggagaling sa kanila. For one kasi, parang siguro mga 70%, 80% of the time, pag ni-refer na ako, binibuild up na nila ako. So when I meet with that person,
do you ask for referrals or do you tell your clients, okay, sabihin mo, i-build up mo, or it just happens naturally?
Kasi they know me already how I work. So yun yung I think nakatulong din. So when I work with them, they know exactly how I work. So when they refer me to whoever it is, meron silang pizza, kaibigan na naghanap ng insurance. So I'll refer this person to you. And this is how he works. And, ganito yung ginagawa niya. Talagang pagtatanungan ka niya. Ito yung ginawa niya sa akin. So ganun sila. I don't think I never really told them to say it that way. I think it's more of just really how I am with them. So yun yung nagsistick talaga sa kanila.
So just being natural, no? Tsaka talagang, it's about the client. Yung lagi mo sinasabi.
Yeah, yeah.
It's about them, not about
Yeah. Our mindset has to be about the client. They feel that. Alam mo, natutunan ko rin yan talaga sa call center. Sino ba nag-BPO dito or call center? Yan ba? How? Oh, ikaw mo taga-call center. Taga-call center. Oh. Or be proud, You know what? Sorry, side, hindi ko pero side story na. You know, back in my time, kasi I was one of the first few people, nasa first generation of call centers for us. I started in Sykes 2001. So, di ba? Sykes is the first call center here in the Philippines. They started 1998. Acquired sila before that time. Pero dati, di ba? Parang pinagkatawa ng center, maliit. Parang sakit sa akin. I have a friend, yun yung sinabi niya. Yung maharap-harapan na sabi, parang call center. Uy, call center. I'm so proud to be in the call center. But you know, one of the things that I think really helped a lot for me coming from the call center industry is that in a way, I think I get to understand how I can be present to my clients, meaning like really be there, present, mind and body. Because when we do calls, ako kung kailan ko ba nag-call center? Last year lang. May panahon na ikaw. Kailan ka nag-call center? 10 years now. So, naabo na ba yung kailangan may salary ko sa harap sa desk mo? Diba? Meron, diba? Alam mo ba kung bakit kailangan may salary ko sa desk mo? Because, yes, you have to see yourself. Because even if you're on the phone, mas nakasimangot ka, nararamdaman yung clients mo. So imagine, no? I talk to people in the US, in the UK, in Australia, people that are miles apart, but they can feel you kung nakasimangot ka. Bagong tawag support. Diba? Parang nararamdaman nila yun. What more kung kaharap na lang? So yun talaga, sabi ko, when I'm going to sit down, that's why sabi ko, I'm going to sit down with the client, my mindset is like all the time. So that ako, parang laser focus tayo with our client. We'll pay attention, even to the small details that we're saying. And that helps a lot, because, you know, kahit even sa pagkuha mo ng referrals, nakakatulong yun eh. So yun, yun talaga yung, I guess, nakatulong.
Okay, mapunta tayo dun, Ray, sa style of presentation. Do you have a PowerPoint presentation? Do you write? Or you just ask questions? Kasi ganito natanong din yung ganito kumagay. So, I thought of asking that as well sa'yo.
It depends on the person I'm talking to. In general, I do have a presentation. So I do a lifetime presentation. Derived from Sir Boy. Pero, natutunan ko yun actually kay Vanessa. Pero yun yung medyo binago. I really changed it in such a way that it adheres to my style, to my type of way in discovering my clients. I also have other presentations that I use depending on how fast and the type of person that I talk to. Pag yung mga medyo mas affluent, medyo mas mabilis yan. No dilly-dally pagka-affluent. Straight to the point, more questioning, no present. But I do write. I don't like using PowerPoint. I don't like using my iPad. I don't use my iPad if I write. Kumbaga minsan, pagka wala akong paper, that's where I do my presentation. But it's really physical. And tinuruan kasi ako ni Vanessa to write backwards. So pag nakaharap ako sa client, so kasi it helps, kasi you're face-to-face with your client and then they can see right away what you're doing. Right? So, pinractice ko talaga yan from day one. So, minsan before I meet a client, I really go there at least an hour and a half to two before. Number one, to find a good place. Number two, to practice. Minsan, I'll talk to myself. Mas pa-practicing ko yung kung paano ko present. Until naging second nature na siya sa akin. So, ganun ako mag-present. It's still, mano-mano talaga ako mag-present. I don't like using PowerPoint because feeling ko kasi, although I have nothing against it, and I'll probably use it if there's really a good one, I would use it. But mas personal kasi pagkagat.
Kasi parang customize mo, yung sinabi niya yun.
Yeah, ilalagay mo na. Sabi, what I like to do, my dreams, my aspiration is to have my own business in setting up a gym.
Parang it shows that you care, it shows that, yeah. So marami kang naging clients talaga, lalo na sustain to referrals. No?
Yes.
So punta tayo ngayon sa fast forward na konti. So you had 5 straight years of MDRT and then of course the pandemic and all. How are you able to bounce back? So ngayon may recent kang client, no? Congratulations. There's a 32 million na monetary, diba, na na-close mo rin recently. Where did it come from? Paano siya, bakit siya bumili sa'yo?
Actually, she's been my client for past 7 years or 8 years now. I met her way back when, because she was also referred to me by one of my VIP clients. So, and that VIP client who referred to me was referred to by my clients who were very, very close to me na. And so talagang alam nila that they can trust me. Yun yung one of the keywords that I always say also. You have to build the trust there. Because the only time somebody will refer you to somebody who's really important is that you have to be trustworthy. I think to anyone naman even me, I'm not gonna refer somebody kung hindi ko kilala or if I know kung hindi ko naman alam how they work to somebody na I trust, right? So
balik muna tayo doon muna, Green. So kasi gusto kong mag-backtrack doon before tayo punta sa transaction. So, like, paano ka ni-refer? That's one. Number two, nung nag-meet na kayo, paano napunta dun sa product? Ganyan, no? So, kasi parang third degree na to, no? So, your friend, nakakilala mo, nag-refer, yung ni-refer, siya yung nag-refer dito ngayon kay client na to. Right, kay madam. So, sige, paano tayo napunta dyan?
Dami ng layers.
Oo, dami ng layers.
So, yun na. So, because my style is really almost the same. Kasi when I present to someone, like what I said, when I sit down, the mindset was like, so that's why lahat sila, yun yung nafe-feel, I hope. I would like to say, na yun talaga yung nararamdaman nila. They know na I'm there for them. They know that I'm focused on what their needs are. So that's why, when this client of mine, boss niya kasi yung, ni-refer niya ako sa boss niya. Oo. So, and then, so si boss, so minute ko, and then, so the client ko rin siya, same thing, no? I gave the same kind of service, the same kind of way of presenting. Of course, close some businesses with her and her daughters. Now, so over time, I think after almost a year, so we regularly meet, and then sabi niya, hey, you know what? My former boss needs help. Actually, hindi nga niya ni-refer for a business eh. Ni-refer niya kasi kailangan ng tulong. Oo, sabi niya, my former boss, she needs help kasi she needs help with this claim na hindi niya mag-claim. Kasi namatay.
So that's service ka muna?
Yes, service muna. So, can you help her? Sabi ko, okay, no problem. Of course, I'll be glad to help. So, ni-refer na. So, tinawanan ko, ma'am, this is Ray, ganyan. I'm the servicing advisor. And, sorry, bilin pala niya. Sa Ray, talagaan mo ng mabuti ko. Kasi, apart from that, she was my former boss. Parang nanay ko yun. They really, siya talaga yung nag-alaga sa kanya, in their work before, kung bakit siya, why she became successful, so great things are because she's really like a mother to me, to many of us. Actually, boss din siya ng mga ito. So medyo, they're all in the same industry.
Ano industry to?
Advertising.
Advertising.
Yeah. So, nirefer ako, no? So when we met, so of course I tried to discover what the problem was. And to my surprise, it was an AIA, pero BPI AIA. Sabi ko, shucks, sige, paano ko tutulungan ko? So nag-anak ako ng ways. Sabi ko, I cannot give up on this person. Because, number one, pinramis ko dun sa client ko na tutulungan ko ito, di ba? So I have to find a way. Total BPI AIA, we have mga counterparts that we can do. So nalapitan ko yun. Long story short, natulungan ko siya. So, nagawa ng paraan yung claim, and then, after that, so sabi ko, ma'am, apart from this, I'd like to also be able to talk to you and see what are the things that maybe we can help you with, and what are the things that maybe we can discover. Sabi ba niya, sabi niya naman, I have a lot of policies already. Usual, sabihin na madami na akong policies. And then I just said, it's okay, ma'am. I just want to be able to understand what your policies are, study them, and then be able to see them and discuss with you what they're about, maybe give you a refresher, and maybe provide some insights on what you're absolutely. So she agreed naman. Agreed naman to meet to really specifically talk about that. And we did. No? So after discovering, so madami pala siyang mga single pay. So mahilig kasi siya mag-invest eh. At that time, retired na siya at 55. Well, hindi siya 55. Retired kasi siya at 57 years old. Okay. Galing nga, sobrang galing ng kwento niya. So she retired at 57 years old. At that time, she was already turning 65. So I discovered na amidst all of the policies that she had, wala siyang critical illness. And but she and her family has a really wide history of cancer. Kasi the policy I helped her with for the claim, that was her sister who died of cancer. Parents both died of cancer. Actually, lahat ng siblings died of cancer. Isa lang yung hindi. So talagang may long. Sabi ko, ma'am, my question is that something that you think we need to cover? Yeah, I think that's important. Okay, but ma'am, you know what? We're already pressed for time, so we call the office, and I don't want to pressure you. But we're already turning 65 years old, and life insurability for critical illness is until 65. Right? And this is something you don't have. While I understand you have a lot of funds, but I'm sure you don't want all those funds to be used there. Yeah, just for education. This is what you do. So actually, siya yung unang client ko rin na one of my biggest cases at that time, 8 years ago. So we did a health invest na sinirata kaya ng 4 million.
4 million premium coverage.
Coverage, pero premium niya 1.3.
1.3.
So malaki-laki, sabi ko, okay, na able to close this kind of case. But more than that, she was happy with what we did, and it was something that she really believed kailangan niya. And that's where it kind of started with her.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
5 pay yan, 5 pay.
3 pay.
3 pay na health invest.
3 pay.
1.3 million para 3.9 lang for something new.
Yeah. Kasi ayaw rin kasi yun ng masyadong matagal. Kasi matanda na siya. Yeah, and even for me, I didn't want to give her a long pay period. Right? So it's not really about the high premium. So, kasi I knew she could afford it.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I just don't want her to continuously have to pay this long. And sinabi rin naman niya, can you give me something that's short payable?
So make sure hindi maglalapse, matatapos yung baga.
So that's how it started with this client.
This was 2017.
2017, 2018.
Yeah. During that time. So nice. So now fast forward, it's a long time client. And then may mga different single pay from different companies, diba? Parang yung story niyan. So now, kumbaga medyo nag-lay low ka din noong pandemic, medyo napahinga yun all. But at least happy to see you back again. Hindi na naman ngayon, but the first few years, the past few years, parang nakita ulit. Ngayon yan, may pasabog ka na 32 million. No? So, what happened?
Yeah. So actually, in the pandemic, I was super active. Yeah. Nakapag-MT party ako twice. Pandemic.
Okay.
And malaking tulong talaga is because we were able to do our business at home. Because of the whole remote technology that AIA had. And plus, doon rin talaga nakatulong ng mga clients. Kasi, a lot of people were fearsome, COVID, and the whole health thing. So, dami talaga mga clients na siguro nagkakaroon sa nila kasi i-refer nila sa akin. So, parating may ganun. So, nakitulong talaga. But then, with this client, so fast forward to now, we never really stopped the relationship with this client. Kasi, mabait naman talaga siya. Well, I have to say na mabait siya, pero she's really firm. Meaning to say na, okay, ito yung gusto niya, ito yung gusto niya. And I guess siguro kaya naging president and CEO siya ng kumpanya nila. But at the end, she has a really sharp mind. Kaya talaga, siya yung nag-design ng compensation and benefit ng company nila, which basically, not just her, but she was able to put that kind of structure na the compensation and benefit in terms of the bonuses and all of that was really, really, basta madaming pasalamat sa mga dahil. Ganun talaga yung utak. But anyway, so over the years, we kept the relationship. Kasi nga, retired na siya. Medyo, she's living the life. Right? So constantly naman, every so often, gusto ko, may degree ka siya she likes to entertain people. That's one of the reasons why she actually just lives here in Makati. And that's the reason why she stayed here kasi near sa old office nila. She likes entertaining people in the house. So minsan, I think also, man, let's have lunch, just to catch up. Minsan siya mag-iaya, let's have wine here. So, ganun. So, ganun. Kilala rin niya si Vanessa.
Okay.
Yeah, so, minsan kami ni Vanessa. That's how I was able to keep the relationship with this guy. Just really constantly would be messaging her once in a while, we'll have lunch once in a while, update. And that's how we were able to discover, this also. Right? Kasi she's getting old now. And we know naman that kasi she doesn't have, she's not married, she doesn't have children. So her primary focus talaga are her siblings. Specifically, two of her siblings that are special. Siya talaga yung nag-alaga din sa siblings. And that's, she really made it her duty to take care not just of the other siblings, but specifically those two. So alam naman natin na talagang yun yung So, when recently, so just last year lang, when we had lunch again, so the konting discovery, kwento-kwento, right? And then we brought up some questions like how are her policies doing that? Does she want us to review it? Does she want me to review it? And then that's when she kind of disclosed, I'm kind of looking at restructuring my finances because I want to prepare, because I'm already 72, 71, 72. I want to prepare and make sure that everything is set. So, sige ma'am, if you want, we can look at that. And then we'll see how we can help you. And then, so, tapos na yan, no? Tagal, actually, 11 months bago kami nakapag-lunch ulit. So, finally, text ako sa akin, ma'am, are you looking for lunch? Maybe we can revisit what we discussed before, how we can help you. So, yeah, I'm free. And then, so nagkwento-kwento kami, sabi niya, ma'am, so, okay, so how can we help you? I mean, you know what? I was looking at my policies in mga single pay ko. Sabi niya, dami yung lugi. Kasi, di ba, bad naman, down talaga ang market.
Yeah.
Sabi, ang lugi ko para mga 20%, 30%. So, maski ako nagulat ako. And I know nasa millions yung mga yun. Sabi niya, okay. And that's why I started restructuring that. Sabi ko, okay, so what did you do, ma'am? Sabi niya ganun. Yeah, so I was talking to my banker in PNB, and they offered me something. So I kind of moved some of my money. Sabi ni HSBC kasi, meron silang ganito. Similar actually to sa GDIL. So meron siyang payout for 30. Yeah. So I moved some of my money there already. So sabi ko, okay ma'am, how much did you move? Sabi niya, siguro mga roughly mga 13 million. So nahulog yung puso ko talaga.
Sayang.
Sabi ko, ito yung parang, out of everything. Sabi ko, ito yung gusto ko sana i-restructure for her. Yun yung nasa mind ko. But at the end of the day, sabi naman niya, she's happy with, she feels secure na. Sabi ko na rin parang, okay, at least na-secure na yun. So tapos na. Sabi ko, okay. Sabi ko, pero hindi I know, there's still more beyond that. Since she's really, she's not wealthy, hindi siya yung ganun type. Madami siyang money, but it's because pinaghirapan niya. She knew how to invest. She was living off her investments. And because of how she structured yung mga benefits before, so she made a lot of money from that also when she retired. She was the president and CEO for about more than 30 years. So imagine nag-retire siya. Retirement benefit. Laki. And siya na naman. Anyway, so doon yung nakuha natin. So but I know there's more that we can do. True enough, invited her for lunch again. And then we asked, ma'am, are there any other assets that you have that we need to secure? Because we have this idea na namin naisip yung idea of the life insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. So what can we offer to what can we offer to our client that the others might not do? Kasi for one, we can offer, yes, consolidation. We can offer a similar product because we have the GDIF. But what else beyond that? So then namin naisip yun. So when we talk to her, sabi naman, yeah, I still have my money in some money outside and money in my insurances that I'm worried about. Kasi nga, hindi siya. And then namin siya kinausap. We presented to her, what's the cost of insurance of all your policies? Talagang din nail down na namin. Sabi namin, okay, when we meet again, we're really gonna sit down and discuss with you and talk to you about what are the pros and cons, the consequences, and all of that. And we'll present to you what we can do, right? And see if that's something that we do. So, yun, binigyan namin siya, okay, cost of insurance for all of your insurance policies na single rate. If you retain this for the next 10 years at the same rate, and the same kind of fund, potentially, it's either talagang mas malulugo pa yan to the point na baka mag-terminate. Di ba alam naman natin, di ba? Zero account value equals termination. Yeah. Which is yun yung hindi niya alam. Okay. Doon namin na-discover na hindi pala niya alam. So medyo nagulat siya. And then, okay, so we presented, what can we do? One, what we can do is consolidate everything. We asked her first, what's important to you? Is the account value important to you? Or is the insurance important to you? At the primarily, the insurance is important for me because I want this to go to my family. Sabi niya, tanggap ko na yan. I just need to retain my insurances. But, if we try to retain all of these insurances, it's possible. Say she's strong. You're strong. You may live for a long time. And, in the next, after 10 years, baka wala na insurance. That's what we need to avoid. So here's our proposal. Why don't we take out everything, consolidate them into one policy? True, the insurance might not be as big as maliit na yung fund, but it's significant. So tinignan ko ulit lahat ng fund values. Pero hindi updated. Sabi ko, I'll need to see all of the updated ones. So yun yung in-offer na, pinopose na. Consolidate everything, put it in one policy. Technically, dapat na, 8+. Kaso overage na siya for 8+. So that's why we ended up, sabi ko, okay, my plan B is the GDIF and 3. So GDIF 23, we'll consolidate everything there. So at least the fund is basically performing well. Presented it to her, okay, the funds, and at least you're getting something out of it every quarter, which is, it's not guaranteed, but at least you have some semblance of getting something out, right? And then now, after that, once you've consolidated that, then we can put it in this. It's called a life insurance trust. Right? Basically, it works like a trust, but it's in life insurance form. Right? So dun siya naging interested. So what is this life insurance trust? Doon namin explain how it works. Basically, we're all familiar with the trust. Nakarinig na ka ba kayo ng life insurance trust? Sir,
Narinig. Pero baka hindi maalam yung buong pangyayari.
Okay.
Kwentuhan natin yan.
Okay. So, kwento ba?
Yeah, go.
Sige, tuloy na. Okay. So, a life insurance trust basically is it's technically a trust, right? And the trust is funded by your assets, right? Whether it's money, then in trust na for properties, right? Real assets. So basically, it's not funded by your life insurance. only activated once the policyholder dies. So yun yung life insurance trust. So you're going to create that, like we call it the LICA, the life insurance trust account, and then you're gonna feed it with all of your insurance policies. So lahat ng insurance mo pwede mo ilagay doon. Okay, but syempre, one policy holder per account. So lahat doon mo ilalagay. And then, once the policy holder dies, all the proceeds come out. But the proceeds now go to the trust. So see, trust account, naka-name as beneficiary, irrevocable beneficiary. So that's how, in a nutshell, it works. The nice thing about the trust, which is what we do, is that we can dictate anything, in terms of the contract of the trust. Right? One thing kasi I noticed with a lot of affluent clients, boss, one thing I noticed with them is that because they have so much money, they want to make sure that when they die, that money goes to the right thing, or is handled the right way. In a way, may control. Right? Yun yung what most na napapansin ko with medyo affluent clients. So that's what the trust can do for you. Because even when they pass, they have control over how the money is distributed, how the money is allocated, and how the money is actually even used. Kasi sa isang trust, it's like a will. Di ba? It's like a will. Pag nilagay mo dito na, okay, 10% goes to paying for, let's say, estate taxes. Susundin ni trust yun. Wala naman kasing gumagalaw ng pera kundi trust. Pag sinabi ko na, even to the data, actually nagulat ako when we talk to the trust officers. Even to the letter, to the point na, okay, this percentage goes to this institute to specifically treat this kind of, give this kind of treatment to this, my son, or ganun siya ka-specific. So, pwede mong specify. So, yun yung nagustuhan niya. Kasi nga, for her, I want my money distributed. I want it distributed amongst my siblings. And I want to make sure na maalagaan yung brother.
Special.
Yeah, actually, namatay yung isa last year. So, yung isa na lang. And kasi, of course, malaking may gastos yan. So, yun yung gusto niya. Kailangan may naka-allocate specifically for that. And then, yung ancestral houses nila, of course, to make sure that the overhead of that house is good. So, that's how she got into the life insurance trust idea. Because to the letter, kaya niya i-dictate how it's going to go. So, yun. And basically, that's how we kind of hindi pa naman namin nag-win yung business ng time eh, but we really got her interest to do the business with us. Yeah.
So, marami itong mga puro single pay products so kinonsolidate. So dahil, correct me if I'm wrong, no? So before, nung hindi nyo pa withdraw, mas mataas yung insurance.
Yes.
In total, dahil negative na siya, withdraw, lumit ng konti yung insurance coverage, parang gano'n.
Yeah.
At mas okay sa kanya yun, at least hindi lesser yung cost of insurance.
Yes, lesser yung cost of insurance. Kasi kinompute din namin sa kanya. When we consolidate everything, and if we look at the next 10 years or even 15 years, assuming that the fund will perform this way, how much kasi yung kailangan, how much do we need to sustain it? Diba? Ganun naman lang natin eh. We have to be able to make sure that the policy will be able to pay for the cost of insurance and how much over that cost of insurance to be able to sustain it. And if we do this, more or less, we need to sustain time at least on 2 to 3%.
Yeah.
So, hindi siya ganun kalaki.
And the fund, you kind of use the payouts to pay for the cost of insurance. Parang gano'n, binabalik.
Hindi. Hindi naman siya ganun.
Okay.
Parang, mas maliit lang yung cost of insurance niya. And assuming that the fund performance will continue this way, kaya niyang i-sustain in more than 10 years.
Alright. Kasi 72 na rin naman.
Yeah, 72 na siya.
Yeah. Kasi napagkawentuhan natin dito, yung like the trust, we have a trust corporation, AIA.
Yeah.
But we are not able to execute that request kasi the department don't have enough clients. Yeah. Basically, gano'n. So, ang kwento dyan, nahirapan tayo maghanap ng bangko that's willing even different. So, i-reveal na natin anong bangko mo na nakuha mo yan, and then magkano yung naging cost, paano naging process.
Kwento ko lahat. Kasi actually, yung nalaman nga namin to, we really wanna, we really wanna tell a lot of people kasi malaking tulong talaga siya eh. Not just for you guys, but even for your clients who have similar cases like that. So when we thought of this idea, actually medyo bold kaya ginawa namin. We gave that idea without even knowing how we're gonna do it. Alam mo yun? Without even knowing how we're gonna do it.
Basically, for trust.
Yes. Yeah, correct. Yeah, for trust. So, yeah, for over trust. So, naghanap kami actually. So, we went to Security Bank. We even went to BPI. Pero they didn't entertain kasi they found the amount too retail. Masyadong maliit for them. Yeah, too small. So, hanap kami. Fortunately, si Bridget, since she was an RM before, so wala siya kilala sa bank, sa mga bank. Tanong kami sa kanya, may kilala ka ba na trust or life insurance trust? Sabi, sige, try mo itong tawagan. So, bigay niya kami ng contact sa RCBC. And then, fortunately, si RCBC, apparently, there's trust department specifically caters to retail trust. So, apart from the other services that they do for trust, talagang gumawa sila ng retail trust na group. So, sila yung nakausap namin. And so we met with them, explain kami how it works. And it was so interesting kasi nga, din na kinrento lahat. Kasi may mga nagawa na naman sila before. And then it was so interesting to us na that's where we figured out, okay, this is what we can do in terms of arrangement for the trust. Kasi we needed to know that paano ba yung magiging arrangement pag nag-activate the trust. So, they explain na yun. And then, what's the process and what's the procedure? So, it's actually very, 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 very simple. So, you have your policies, diba? So, ilalagay mo sa trust. By doing that, we mean to say, gagawin mo irrevocable beneficiary yung trust account. Yeah, so gagawa sila ng trust account number, and then siya yung ilalagay mo doon as a beneficiary.
Alright.
Now, how many policies can you put? It's up to you. Kung gaano kadami yung policies. There, is that it's initially 5 policies, that's 15,000.
1.5 lang yun. 15 policies. 15,000 lang.
Nagulat ka kami. Kasi they're not taking money.
One-time pay yan.
One-time pay yung first 5. Now, if you need to add more policies, that's 5,000 per policy. Right? Except kung Grepa Life yung policy. Kasi nga since RCBC, libre na. Tama. Kahit unlimited ang Grepa Life policy. Right? So kahit gaano kadami ilagay mo, basta of course you pay that fee. Pero hindi nga kami nagulat kasi sobrang liit lang ng cost.
Mura ng 15,000.
More than 15. And they don't really earn from that. They will only start earning kasi once the fund na yung trust And that's what we asked also. Okay, so what happens now? When Wood insures dies, and then of course the proceeds come out, it funds the trust, diba? So now, how do you earn from that? Kasi we need to explain that also, right? Kasi para mag-buy siguro. Are you gonna get the cost from the principal or sabi no, what's gonna happen is this. Kasi nga, anything that you put in the trust, kasi bako, invest in it. So we will invest that, and then outside of the investment, whatever it is yung kinita nila, they have 4.5%. We will take out 0.5%. That's our fee. So
tumubo ka ba? Tumubo pa yung pera.
Tumubo pa yung pera. But they'll only get 0.5% from those transactions.
Pag hindi kumita.
Pag hindi kumita, ayun. Sagot na ni Banco yun. So they have to make sure, if 32 million nakalagay dyan, they have to keep it 32 million. So wala silang iba powers doon. Kung hindi sila kumita kung paano man in-invest nila yun, it's on the
ang baba ng 0.5 management fee na parang gano'n.
Yeah, mababa. Kaya nagulat din kami. So that's how it works. And what we like also about them, kasi their trust officers are also the lawyers na. So meaning to say, kasi syempre ikaw, if you're going to dictate all of your grants and wishes, in the trust, it has to be legal diba? Hindi pwedeng illegal yan. So usually si trust account officer, so they have to relay that to the to the lawyers, para masabi na, okay, at least yun, pag kausap ko sila, I want to do it this way. Pwede na sabihin sa'yo kagad. Yeah, we can do it that way, that's legal, or we can't do it that way kasi illegal yan, but we can do it this way. So,
libre lawyer.
Last executor is the bank.
Yes. Correct. And we also asked, sabi ko, paano kung, paano kung biglang nag-shut down yung trust company? Ano mangyayari? Well, by law, they're actually sub-affiliated by two other banks. Nagsasalo sa kanila.
Parang reinsurer.
Parang reinsurer, correct. So if anything happens to that, kung ma-dissolve man sila, wala rin choice in dalawang bank. They have to absorb that trust, the trust company. Yes, and all of the investments and all of the clients. Right. So very well protected. Ang maganda pa doon is that they're subject to bank secrecy. So anything that happens in there, the BNB might do that in the IR. Number two, you're prepaying also your taxes.
Okay.
Because you have to pay a donor's fee. Ganon. Ngayon, kung ano man yung fee na bayaran mo ngayon, it's based on today. Yung percentage na yun. Diba? Anything else after wala na. So, pinipay mo yung tax. So, yun yung okay pa kay life insurance trust. Kaya nga, it's so easy. Pag naiintindihan ni client, or lalo yung mga nakaka-intindihan, I think it's easy for them to buy into the idea. Especially if it really serves the purpose of what they want, how they want their money
distributed.
So yun, ganun siya. That's how it works. Well, may
question si Karen.
Yes.
So if the trust account can be the beneficiary, will it also buy mutual policy?
No. Yeah, sorry.
Is it like an equity?
No, it's not. Basically, they are just assigned as the irrevocable beneficiary so that nobody can actually tamper, withdraw, or whatever, anything about the policy. So, but for the client, pwede pa rin siya magdagdag. So, kunyari, if I have that, and I want to add, I want to get another insurance policy because gusto ko yung insurance amount, we can do that. Bayad na ako ng 5,000.
Wala pa kasi fund yung class, kaya wala pa siyang kaya
yeah.
It's going to form part of this stipulation of contract. Once funded, these are pwede nang gawin.
Correct. Yeah. Kasi anything stipulated in that.
Parang change sa policy. So, kailangan pa rin
Yes. Kailangan i-ano niya ni trust. Which is dapat lang din kasi sila kasi yung executor. So they have to know kung ano yung changes na. Diretso sa accounting line. So it won't go into that. Kasi sarado pa yung trust account.
Buhay pa yung line.
Buhay pa yung line. Yeah. Anything. So, yep.
Basta beneficiary bawal baguhin. Tama?
Oo, hindi pwede. Hindi pwede.
Question. Ito sa beneficiary. Pag may owner na company, so pag nilagay naman sa beneficiary si insurance trust, ano yung additional?
Okay. So ito yung mga required. There is actually, akala ko nga dati, parang MRI. Kailangan ng board. Yes, so apparently not. So it doesn't work that way. The only requirement is just a change in beneficiary. So, PDAF lang siya.
Upon application.
Yes, you have to give it to the trust company. So, it's syempre, maglalagay sila din. The trust account number will be the beneficiary name. And then, dapat rin meron trustee, kasi, which is whoever is the signatory there. And then, ipipidaf mo lang. And then, meron din kasi tinatawag na policy assignment form. Hindi, policy assignment form is for MRI. So wala siyang, yun yung akala ko nung una. Meron form na CRCBC will have to give. Na parang, hindi ko yung pangalan. It's a form that they have to give, basically indicating that this is the assigned person to
Sign.
To sign, yes.
So pwede mapalitan yung pag nag-resign yung tao.
Yes, correct.
Sir, di ba, bakit ginamit ng PDAP? So, ibig sabihin nung nag-apply siya ng qualification, may ibang taong
Yes, so kasi wala pang
kailangan mapa-approve muna ba?
correct. Kasi
So pag yung application, hindi muna si trust.
hindi mo.
Okay.
Mag-indicate ko ng beneficiary.
Okay.
Kasi
Pero revocable. Para pwede mo na tanggalin eh.
yes, oo. Yeah, yeah.
What if gusto niyo like, di ba medyo mag-tenor si Mike? What if she wants to withdraw the policy or the person change the policy
To
to something
something else.
so she can change it like withdraw it or get on like that?
Pwede, it's still her control. I-honor naman ni trust company yun.
Pero kailangan mo birma ng signatory.
Kailangan ko meron ng signatory. Kung baka let's say, ayaw na itong trust na to. Pwede naman.
Yeah.
Tagalin niya yung policy niya, hindi na yung trust. Wala na.
Termination.
Terminate na yung trust account. Pwede yun.
May fee daw ba pag nag-terminate? Wala. Kasi nagbayad ka na upfront.
Nagbayad ka na upfront. Yeah.
Yun yung payment eh. 15,000 lang ang payment, may open ka na account.
Yeah.
Kasi sabi natin kanina, with the insured guys, that's the only time that the fund or the trust becomes active.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
So how long does it take for the trustee ba?
The trust.
The trust to execute the wishes of their policy.
Once it's funded already, they're gonna start, well, it depende rin sa'yo kasi to the team na you can indicate okay, I want this, kunyari, kung gusto mo na
10% a year, parang
yeah,
ganyan.
or on this date, ito lang mag-umpisa. You can indicate it there.
Kasi I was just thinking, if yung kanyang wishes 100% goes to my sibling na may sakit.
Pwede.
So, paano kumita ang trust? Eh, wala na, hindi niya na hindi niya na higher yung fund. Kasi
That's,
sabi niya, let's say, for example, the trust is 0.5%. Siya makukuha 100%.
I think
Yes.
it's going to be a discussion sa banko.
yes.
Sabi ng banko mismo, what's the point of creating this?
Trust, yeah.
Kapatid mo. Direct ako na sa kapatid mo. Yung pala.
Yeah. Magawa ka na lang ng trust.
No, there's no point kasi of doing that. Kasi the reason why you're doing that, because it's like a will. Kasi meron kang specific conditions na gusto mo gawin. So might as well just keep it like a life insurance. But then again,
Kasi sabi mo, why don't you just give your sibling the beneficiary, give all the rest like 2 billion.
yeah, because may specific lines na gusto mo. She wants to ensure that certain amounts of the proceeds will be allocated to this for the care of the brother, and then and really partition them. So may mga, ang kwento pa nga sa amin ng trust, may mga kinwento na specifics. Sinabi nga na, ito ba, nakakatawa tayo, may condition na ganito. Sabi niya, ito nga, ang condition niya ng isang client namin, this percentage will only be given to the apo of my son, but not to the wife. May ganun. So, 5% to my son, 10% ko niya to the apo, but nothing goes to the wife. May ganun.
Hindi ko nag-aasawa.
May ganun din. May ganun din siya. Sabi nga niya, pagka when my son gets married, this amount, kaya pwede siyang actually lifetime. The trust can be active for X number of years until fulfill.
Pwede rin ilagay na kung ano lang tubugin, yun lang ang bigay.
Yes.
Parang gano'n, no?
Yeah.
Could you also file the claim?
No, yun yung maganda. Because once namatay na si client, si trust gagawa lahat.
Sila na mag-claim.
Yes, sila mag-claim. Lahat ng documents sila na wala nang gagawin yung mga beneficiaries. Nakaupo na lang sila doon at mag-i-stay na lang sila. So,
Masasolve ang problema sa claims.
solve the
Hindi na kayo mag-file. Si trust na.
Yeah. Si trust na ikilas lahat. Yun yung maganda.
Kasi parang siguro lumalabas din sa kwento ni Greg. Again, habang the rich clients have different demands or different specific requests na now masasabi mo na without a doubt, we can do that. Parang, di ba, patutulungan kita dyan. Parang sinasabi nga ni Bro. Kasi ang hirap pag no ka, hindi mo alam kung paano eh. Hindi mo ma-close yung sale just because you don't know what to do. now we know that we can tap the bank, pwede kitang matulungan sa trust. Ayun. And Ray will be willingly share the contacts, right?
Yes. Just reach out to me. I'll give you the contact of our he's our contact.
I don't know, but
And then he'll be glad to kahit mag-meet lang kayo to discuss about it if you want to learn about it. Very very entertaining. Very entertaining.
Go.
So this seems like it's just one person, but if, for example, if you want to set up a trust for the family, parents or self funds, if somebody passes, goes back to the trust, get money from the trust to buy life insurance for the next gen.
You can
back to the trust.
Well, kasi,
Super well,
yeah. Well, according to attorney kasi, basta one person for one trust account. So basically, so one policy holder for one trust account. So ganun siya. But to what you want to do, kunyari, diba, kung namatay si policy holder of your trust, pwede naman siyang i-dictate din na okay, this amount will be used to buy another life insurance, to be used for another trust.
Maybe you can create an OPC for that person.
Pwede rin.
One person corporation, para corporation to usap ng trust.
Yeah. I think pwede rin.
I know some people in the States, part of their proceeds from a skip generations.
Yeah.
Yung lolo, tapuha lang niya pag namatay yung parents.
Yeah.
That's how they think, like they skip generations to make sure that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's really.
Pwede ka lang, actually.
Layo-layo na.
I think pwede yun eh. Kasi nga parang sabi nga, ngayon pinwento nga. Basta, as long as it's legal, they can accommodate it. Basically, they can execute it. So kasi kung yung money, pwede can indicate and sabihin na, okay, this is only for this next generation. Yan, generational naman kasi yung trust eh. Okay. There are some trust nga na parang goes way back in the 1800s, diba? So, generational trust. So yeah, if you have clients again na they want this X amount is only for the next gen, then they can skip one gen, they can indicate mo sa trust. Only the apo, kunyari, will be able to inherit this money. So, indicate mo.
Kailangan mag-apo.
Kailangan di ba? Kailangan mag-apo sa asawa na.
Last two questions.
Since it's very political benefits,
Yeah.
I would name the proceeds also the benefits and the benefits of the interest funds since they're tax exempt.
Yeah, tax exempt na siya, actually. Yun na, kasi when you set it up, you have to pay a donor's fee. So technically, you're set from
Magkano donor's fee?
Yung 6%.
So ibabawas na doon sa ibabawas na sa proceeds.
Yeah. Okay.
Sa pagpagsigil lang yung pagkakala.
Yes.
Yeah.
Namatay na.
Sa proceeds na lang ibabawas.
Correct.
Last question, Jerry.
So, okay, you have unrelated, pero your client, hindi ba they're considered will?
She's like that. She's very, okay, yung client ko na to, talagang madinade talaga. As in, galing nga, lahat ng mga insurance policies niya, nilabas niya lahat. Pinakita niya sa akin. Sabi ko, okay, I need to see the updated. Actually, ginawa ko pa nga to. Since alam ko talagang, paano siya sa service eh. Sabi ko, sige ma'am, huwag ka nang pumunta sa mga insurance company. Ako na lang pupunta dyan. Bigyan mo lang ang authorization letter. Pero syempre, nakalagay sa authorization letter. Hindi ako yung financial advisor. Yeah. Assistant. So, pumunta ako ng Pro, pumunta ako ng Satellite, pumunta ako ng Sunlight, natin kung nakikita ko. Kaya ang assistant ng research. Pero siya, yes, she has a will. She does. But the problem with the will is that before you can execute the will, kailangan mo na i-probate. The probating takes at least 6 months. That's one. Number two, when you die, it's public. Even the will is a public document. So maraming pwede komentaryo.
Pwede questionin ang will.
Pwede questionin ang will, or pwede sabihin, kapangalan ko yun. Pwede mo pakisawsaw dyan. Pwede ka rin. That's the advantage of having a life insurance trust, because everything is private. Everything is under the tax efficiency. So when the policyholder dies, pumasok na yung money, i-execute na money. Hindi kailangan i-announce sa public, wala nang probate. Hindi nga pwedeng tingnan ni BIR ang trust mo.
At saka yung bill na yan kasi, it can be as a person as executive dito.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Lalo na kung holographic will lang yan. Mas mahirap pa yun. Because actually, with the same client, tinanong ko rin siya kasi yung isang claim, holographic will, Ang dami kami pinagdaanan para lang makuha yung clearance. So, but yeah, you can okay with it. So, you can explain that to them. That it's more secure, it's more private, and it will really execute everything that you want to. Well, everything, basta di ba?
Yeah. Basta parang sa airs.
Especially sa airs, yeah. And the key word talaga doon, madalas is, that you will still have control of how this will be distributed. Kasi yun talaga yung ano ng mga, yung mga, yeah.
Ang go-to is RCBC. Kasi mahal nga yung sa security bank.
Si security bank, hindi sila mahal. Ayaw nga kami entertain. Kasi yung
maliit masyado.
sila.
Ayaw na lang retail.
Oo. I think sa kanila eh.
Pag-is kaya ng level nila.
Exactly. Kaya kailangan maging contractor muna tayo para
Pag ganyan, di kaya.
Hindi kaya. Yung pala yun. Yung pala nagaling yun.
Madam, sorry. Yeah.
Para makatulog.
Oh,
Sige, go.
Why I feel like that last minute test
ayun nga. That's what I want to explain. No? Kasi the will kasi probate pa. So ang tagal, bago ma-probate, diba? Tapos yun, since public document siya, pwede siyang either hindi ma-execute, pwede siyang i-contest, or pwede, may mga ibang tao na same family name, pwede silang makiagaw.
Nako-contest pa kasi yung will.
Oo,
Lalo na may holographic na.
Kaya siya i-contest.
Hindi siya ganun ka. Gumawa yung trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, tama.
That's correct. That's
correct.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
Tama yun.
May mas malalim mo din, tama. Yung free portion lang. Hindi mo pwedeng tanggalan ng karapatan niya sa yung heirs mo talaga.
Actually,
Half it goes to your
even
wife.
anak sa labas eh. Hindi mo pwedeng
Oo, sa labas hindi mo pwede.
Kaya nga madaming pwedeng makisaw-saw.
Yeah.
Kapag nakita niya, ay kapangalan ko yan, sige nga, tataray ko mag-
So the idea is more straightforward.
It's
Yes.
straightforward, it's private, and it's more secure. Kasi nga, secure kasi it's under back secrecy. Plus, it's under a trust corporation of this particular, whatever particular bank. So yeah, it's very secure.
Para kasi ganito, the bank now becomes an escrow.
Yes.
So, ganun na daanan na siya eh. Naging escrow na siya bigla. Parang, sa'yo na pero hindi muna. Eventually, so yun, parang irrevocable beneficiary, di ba? Kaya may loophole sa life insurance eh. Kasi basically, the irrevocable beneficiary is really the new owner. Hindi pala. Pero wala na rin akong control. I give up the control eh.
Yeah.
Kasi you're the irrevocable beneficiary. Kailangan ng pirma mo lahat ng changes na gusto ko eh. Di ba yun ang irrevocable beneficiary? So it's really different. Binigay ko na yung rights ko. Sinurrender ko na yung rights ko.
Hindi na sa'yo yun.
Hindi na sa'yo yun. Yun ang irrevocable beneficiary. Kaya hindi dapat basta-basta naglalagay ng irrevocable. Alright?
Be very cautious with it.
Alright? Palaparan na si Grace!